Hello, it's great to be with you, and it's an honor to help kick off this 4-day online forum. It's only natural that I would speak to this audience, considering we have so much in common. Not only do we share a deep commitment to advancing innovative spectrum policies, but we both recently got a title change. You see, you scrapped the CBRS Alliance in favor of the OnGo Alliance. Whereas the acronym CBRS is music to the ears of a spectrum policy devotee like myself, I think it's a good bet that OnGo will have a bit broader appeal. As for my title change, I could not be more excited about the opportunity to lead the Federal Communications Commission as acting chairwoman. As you can tell from my track record as commissioner, as long as I'm running the show, identifying creative spectrum policies to unlock the value of our airwaves will be a top priority at the FCC. Now, on this front, I inherit a rich legacy because it is hard to overstate the audacity of United States spectrum policy. Over history, we have done the kooky and unconventional. We have seen the future and done it differently before anyone else. In the early 1990s, we reimagined how we distribute our airwaves when the FCC successfully executed the first ever simultaneous multi-round spectrum auction. Since then, the FCC has completed over 100 spectrum auctions, raising over $200 billion in the process, and this model has been adopted for spectrum auctions around the world. We also pioneered the use of unlicensed spectrum, the airwaves we now know and use every day as Wi-Fi. More recently, we blazed a trail for two-sided incentive auctions. And with each of these efforts, we reoriented ourselves from what was to what could be. In doing so, we changed the way that wireless systems are developed and distributed, not just domestically, but globally. Now, 5 years ago, this agency recognized that our traditional spectrum auctions needed an update too, and that the 3.5 gigahertz band was the perfect place to start. Instead of relying on the traditional binary choice between licensed and unlicensed, the agency adopted an unprecedented three-tiered model for spectrum sharing and management. Under this three-tiered system, incumbent government users have a primary and preemptive right. But we know they do not need access all the time, everywhere. So we created a secondary license opportunity custom-built for small cells. Then, to the extent that the demand for licenses is limited, opportunistic use is permitted by rule. And to coordinate this grand effort, we proposed dynamic spectrum access systems. And here's the best part. The initial framework we put in place for the 3.5 gigahertz band was ideal for 5G too. The very structure of this band recognized that the smartphone might be the least interesting thing about our 5G future. Instead, it was designed for innovation. It recognized that we are on the verge of a new network world with connectivity built into everything around us. In 2019, we began to see the fruits of these efforts. That September, the FCC okayed the initial commercial deployments in the CBRS band, and the following January, we gave the green light for full commercial deployments. Then this past summer, the FCC took a significant step forward in the evolution of the CBRS band with the successful auction of 70 megahertz of licensed spectrum in the band. And if you want to talk about record-setting auctions, we had 228 different bidders win licenses in this auction. I've been especially excited to see a growing number of school districts in the country, from Patterson, California to Roaring Fork, Colorado, deploying CBRS networks as a way to bridge the digital divide and help students stay connected. In fact, this past summer, I was speaking to the school superintendent from a rural part of Washington State near Mount Rainier. And out of the blue, she brought up that she was exploring building out a CBRS network to serve her students without access at home. So let me use this opportunity to thank the Alliance for your valuable input on this subject in our homework gap proceeding, because I think the FCC can do more to help every student get the connection at home they need for their nightly schoolwork and to go to class online. But one of the best indicators of momentum for innovation in this band is the evolution of the OnGo Alliance itself. Last year, you grew by nearly 40%, adding 52 members. a diverse bunch, ranging from technology companies to the New York Public Library. So I look forward to working with the OnGo Alliance to build on this progress and nurture even more activity in this band. While there is an important role for exclusively licensed spectrum in securing our 5G leadership, we should still celebrate the breakthrough in spectrum innovation that the CBRS band represents. After all, it turns spectrum scarcity into abundance. Time and again, the United States has set the pace globally for innovative spectrum solutions. With your work in the CBRS band, you have an opportunity to help write the next chapter in the history of our leadership in spectrum innovation. So here's to the work you're doing now and the even bigger days ahead.